Everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary Furby urban legends. Starting off this countdown, we have the Killer. Now, I don't know if this one is a super popular urban legend, but it was one that haunted me during my childhood. Well, when I was younger, it was said that if you owned a Furby, you always had to be nice to it. If you tossed it around without care or you were rude to it, then it could hurt you. It said that at night, if you leave your batteries in the Furbies, then they would come alive and kill you in your sleep. Because moving on to number 9, we have the batteryless Furby. So this legend states that Furbies are so powerful that they can operate for days without their batteries. Yeah. One person claims that her Furby didn't have any batteries in it, but then when she dropped it, it started beeping and spazzing. She even claims that she had to put it in her freezer in her garage because it wouldn't stop screeching and beeping for weeks. In our 8th spot, we have the live soul. So this next legend states that Furbies have a mind of their own. In fact, it was thought that at night they come alive. Why is this kind of true? Because when I was a kid, I would have a Furby on my shelf in my closet, and I swear in the middle of the night, it would start talking and moving by itself. So people believe that Furbies have the ability to turn on and off when they want to, suggesting that they may have a soul. In our 7th spot, we have the Scream. Legend goes that there were a bunch of Furbies that people thought were possessed or something. Multiple people claim that when their Furby's batteries were on the verge of dying, the Furby would start to scream. It would scream as if they were getting tortured or murdered, which is pretty scary considering that the batteries were dying, so it kind of seemed like they were dying as well. And it's not just one person that has reported this. Multiple other people claim that their Furby would do the same thing. So coming in at number 6, we have the evil Furby. Furbies are said to be fun and lovable toys. You can play with them and they will just giggle and murmur along with you. So legend goes that if you overfeed your Furby or treat it poorly, then it will turn evil. There's even a WikiHow out there on how to turn your Furby evil, but I suggest not following it. It says that you have to put your finger in your Furby's mouth if you trust that it won't bite it off. But anyways, you put your finger in the Furby's mouth and then you have to press down on its tongue as if you're feeding it. You have to keep your finger in there for a minute straight. Your Furby will start to cry and complain, but don't stop. Eventually, it will turn evil. It will start to make weird noises and its eyes will turn all white. Its brows will turn down all slanted and evil looking. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with the hijacking. Back in the 90s, legend goes that Furbies have the power to hijack aircrafts. That's right, airlines believed that Furbies could interfere with their equipment and cause a plane to crash. So travelers were told not to use their laptops, CD players, or Furbies on board. In fact, could you imagine death by a Furby? Like every time they laugh or roll their eyes, the plane would just dip down. Man, those things may be more powerful than we thought. Coming in at number 4, we have the sabotage. So not only was it thought that Furbies could cause plane crashes, but it was also thought that they could mess with medical equipment in hospitals. Furbies were actually banned in some wards of hospitals in Scotland because legend goes that the toy's electromagnetic waves could mess with medical devices. So this toy could be very deadly if used in a hospital. In our 3rd spot, we have the real fur. So this next urban legend was that Furbies were made out of real cat or dog fur. But people even created a fake Humane Society press release saying that Furbies' fur samples tested positive for feline and canine DNA. Some say that they skinned stray animals from pounds or animals that were just put down. They then dyed the furs different colors. As a result, the makers of Furby were being accused of animal abuse. In our 2nd spot, we have the possessed Furby. This next legend is about a boy who got a Furby for Christmas that was possessed by an evil Japanese spirit. So back in December of 1998, a 5-year-old boy received a bootleg Furby as a gift. Since it wasn't an authentic Furby, he named it Furbo. Now, he loved Furbo, but apparently Furbo started to develop an attitude problem. His voice got deeper, he would keep his eyes open and stare even when he was sleeping, and sometimes his eyes would go completely black. At first, the family just thought it was because it was an off-brand Furby and maybe it had more glitches. But then things started to get really strange. At one point, the Furby started talking in Japanese, and then it got really attached to the boy. It constantly wanted him to feed, rock, and burp him. Eventually, the Furby was creeping them out so much that they had to get rid of him. And in our number one spot, we have the spy. Back in the 90s, it was thought that Furby could spy on you. In fact, on January 13th, 1999, the National Security Agency of the United States banned Furbies from entering NSA's property. They believed that Furbies could record, repeat, and leak their private conversations. Therefore, they were scared their confidential information would be compromised, and so they banned Furbies. Now, it wasn't just the NSA that was concerned. Tons of parents were scared of this toy too. They believed the Furbies had built-in cameras that were recording and watching their kids. And that's all for today's video.